So last week I sent out a tweet saying that I would love to interview Morissette Amon if I had the opportunity to, and you were all supporting it, and I was just so grateful and so excited about Morissette's new EP Signature. And then lo and behold, I got an email from her team asking if I would like to interview her. And so the following event occurred, and I just have to say thank you so much for A, supporting my channel, B, supporting Morissette, and C, for basically manifesting this into existence. I'm so grateful, and this was just one of the most incredible opportunities to talk to one of my vocal heroes. So without further ado, here is my interview with the incredible, beautiful, lovely, talented Morissette Amon. So I am so unbelievably excited to be welcoming Morissette Amon to my channel today. This feels like an absolute dream. Morissette, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to join me. How are you doing?
I am doing great, Nina, and thank you so much also for for making this happen also, and to all the fans also that's been requesting for this. Thank you so much, guys.
Honestly, it feels like it's been manifested. So yeah, I'm just so grateful to be speaking to you today. And I have to say a massive congratulations on the release of your EP Signature, which is amazing. I mean, I have been listening to it non-stop, just like obsessing over the lyrics, the vocals. The quality is sky high, and I did my reaction review to it a couple of days ago, and honestly I've just been thinking about it ever since. So thank you very much for releasing such great music. I wondered if you could tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind the EP. What kind of led to you writing and recording this?
Yes. Well, this is actually my first time working on an EP. I mean, it's the first time that I've even gotten to songwriting and producing. And if it wasn't for the pandemic, I probably wouldn't have the time and energy to really do it. I mean, a lot of people have been trying to encourage me to get into songwriting, but I just kept denying it at first because I had that skill, or I was just very, I don't know. I was having a hard time to really let out emotion coming from myself. I mean, it was easy for me to sing other people's songs, but then to try to write it for me took so much courage, and just that, I don't know. It was challenging for me. But because of the pandemic, everyone's staying home, and even live shows here in the Philippines, it really affected the live shows industry here. It needed for me to just try to do something else or look for something else. And I also, because I'm also celebrating my 10th year in the industry, it allowed for me to just want to grow also as an artist. So Signature happened with the help of my team, and I'm so excited for just everything that's gonna come with Signature, and I'm so thrilled with everyone's response also with the EP, and yeah.
I mean, it is like you saying that it's your first foray into songwriting. That just blows my mind as well, because it is so good. The quality, as I say, is amazing. So honestly, you saying that just blows me away even more. And it leads me to my next question. I mean, I am obsessed with Mirror right now. My favorite songs always change, but Mirror right now, and I know you just released the visualizer for that, and I love it. But yeah, that is my favorite song. I mean, the lyrics in it, I just feel like I really relate to, and it made me wonder if there's a particular song on the EP that you resonate with the most right now, a particular one that you're thinking, yes, this is my favorite, or if you just can't choose.
I mean, I can't have a favorite. It's my first five babies, as I would say, or my first five originals. And I think what I just really wanted to do with this EP was just to really go to my core and just tell stories from my perspective. And each song, even with Love You Still and Phoenix, came from a very personal experience also with me. But I also like how other people would say that they also can relate to it in their own way and can interpret it in their own way. But I think with the three songs, I mean, they're all different. They all have different messages. And I'm just so happy that everyone has had, I'm actually very happy that no one, like, not everyone has the same favorites. Like, I'm so happy that you love Mirror because it's
I really
also
do.
just especially during this pandemic, you know how everyone's just going through anxiety as well. And I think it's that's the inspiration. And even with me, especially during these times, it's just I just also had those episodes of not knowing what to do, or just that stress and just there and just having to face inner demons. And so we turned it into a song, and I'm glad you like it. I'm so happy you like
I
it.
love it. I love it. And it's so interesting you talking about the meaning behind it, because I think great songwriting is being able to write a song that people can take their own meaning from. And I took my own meaning from it, and I'm sure thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people are going to take their own meanings from your songs. So I think it's amazing that you've done that. And it makes me wonder what you enjoy most about the creative process. Is it the melodies, the lyrics? Is it finishing the songwriting? Like, are you dying to get out on the road and actually just perform these songs? What's your favorite part?
I think it's that. I think it's you. You said it perfectly. It's just going out and finally performing it live for everyone. And I mean, it's so tough right now because of the pandemic, but I'm just looking forward to the day that I can have a show where I'm singing all five originals. Because especially here in the Philippines, we have this tendency to just like mix in some covers here and there. And usually, and because my success in the past 10 years that I've also just worked for, it came from me doing covers or just performances and having to belt and doing everything with my voice. But because of signature, and that I've just me trying to grow as well. I mean, I'm just so excited to finally have that opportunity one day to just sing these songs for everyone. But I also really loved just being able to explore more of myself and just having to use my brain and think of concepts and think of titles and just being creative, but at the same time just going back to just being true as well.
And it makes me think about the different parts of your voice. I mean, your voice has so many unique parts. And I just, ever since I've been listening to your music, I wondered if these came naturally to you when you first started singing, or as your career has progressed, have you explored and developed different vocal techniques?
Mhm. I definitely have. When I was starting in the industry, because my journey as a singer started with me joining singing competitions, especially here in the country. There, it's so big here in the country to have singing competitions. So that was how I started. But then when I was working on my very first EP with another record label, or one of the biggest record labels here in the Philippines, it wasn't until then that I really learned to explore more of my voice, because I used to just sing like Whitney ballads before, or Celine Dion. But when I worked on my very first EP, as an interpreter at least, my listening was more Mariah Carey or Ariana. And then just lately, even lately, my listening has changed. I've gotten into more of soul and just more of worship music. So I'm constantly having to just try, and I just it depends on mood. It depends on what I like to listen to today, listen to before I go to bed, listen to when I'm taking care of my plants. It just differs, but I also like how I'm able to just discover other colors to my voice and just apply it also to the songs. And maybe that's why a lot of my fans are just happy with how the EP also came out, because I was able to touch different techniques that I usually do with covers, but now it's with my own songs.
Yeah, I definitely heard that. Every time that I was listening to a new song, I was thinking, there's that technique that I know and love. But you weren't kind of overdoing it, and I feel like that was what was key, is that we had sort of elements of it, and then you really focused on the lyrics and the melodies, and it just was like the perfect amalgamation of it. So kudos to you for that. And as I was listening through, I was really enjoying the lower parts of your voice, and also obviously I love the higher parts of your voice, but I was really enjoying those lower parts, and it made me wonder if you have a favorite part of your vocal range, or does that change?
It changes, and it also depends on the song. But I am definitely so happy that my supporters or my audience have just come to appreciate my low notes as well. Because when I was starting, especially I guess here in the Philippines, we really don't have that, or it's not something that would really impress the people here. That's why I don't really use it.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, especially here in the Philippines, it's really more ballads and up there. But
Okay.
then, and I guess it's also because I've done just so many shows. I don't, every time I do try to hit a low note, it's not really super clear, maybe because of how the sound system is set up. But then, especially when I started to do covers on my YouTube page, I wanted to put it out there, and especially with my originals, I just wanted to just hit it down there. That's why, like, especially with Love You Still, I wanted to go way down, and then just all the rest of the songs, I just wanted to be able to showcase that as well. So I'm so happy just with everyone's appreciation that I that they're seeing now with all the different textures that I'm applying with my voice also.
Yeah, I mean, they are all parts of your voice are amazing. So never doubt yourself in that respect because they're all amazing, you know. So just going to put that out there. But we have to talk about your vocal riffs and runs. Now, everyone on this channel knows I am obsessed with vocal riffs and runs, and you are the best. I mean, I watch you and I'm like, right, I need to learn that one. I need to learn that one. Right, I sit there and just study your vocal riffs and runs. Honestly, they're amazing. They're my favorite thing. And I just have to know if you have, because I do. So this is my question. Do you have go-to vocal riffs and runs that you use? Or do you feel like when you're on stage or recording that you kind of improvise your riffs and runs? Does that make sense? Or is it a mix?
Um, I think it's a mix. I think me personally, I don't know if I have like a go-to run unless my fans have already figured that out before me, because it's more of what happens in the moment, especially when it's a live performance. So I definitely don't plan those, but like with the EP and just recording the EP, everything was improvised. We didn't really, like, I mean, with the melodies, of course we have to really decide what the melodies are, like with Love You Still or with Will You Stay. But with all the other like ad libs here and there with all the runs, I think those are just in the moment, if it feels right or if it sounds nice. So it's really a mix. It's not just me planning it, or it's not just me throwing it out there. It's really a mix of what I do want to happen and what can happen during a recording.
Totally get that, totally get that, and love that. I love having a little insight into your recording process. So then it makes me think about you getting back on stage, and I know that something a lot of my viewers will wonder is if you suffer from stage fright, and if so, what do you do to help yourself with that? And if you don't, how? And how are you remaining so cool, calm and collected? Because you always look like you're totally chill, it's no biggie. So what is your secret?
I mean, you already said it. It looks like, but I mean, there, because not one performance is the same for me, or even just the crowd. You know how it's very different. Sometimes it's a very hyped up crowd, but sometimes it's also a very refined crowd. So definitely, I still have stage fright. I just try not to show it, but also sometimes when I step on stage, it just goes away, and I just let go. I just let go and let the singing do it for me, and just let the music take me away. But definitely I do, especially if it's a song that I know that's really challenging for me, but I have to do it. I do have that stage fright, but I try not to show it, because I mean, it's also part of my job to just be there and just perform.
Yeah, I mean, you do such a great job. I would never know that you were nervous at all. And I think that is the, well, testament basically to all your skills. So kudos for that. So if we're picturing you at your dream show, is it a huge audience? You know, when you can't see anyone's faces, the lights are down and it's just a sea of people? Or is it a more intimate sort of, oh, I can connect with everyone, I see everyone's faces type of performance? What do you
Mhm.
prefer?
I mean, and my fans know this. I think I've maybe just because when I was starting, it was more me having to face a huge crowd. Because I feel like if I was someone, or if I was a singer that started as like someone who sings in a club or in a bar, or a sessionist, because there are so many artists also like that here, I would have probably been more comfortable singing for smaller crowds or intimate crowds. but I like to take advantage of big crowds because I don't see everyone's faces. And it's just to me letting it go. But I mean, right now, especially with the pandemic, I'll take anything. I just want to sing in front of people.
I hear that. I hear that. My goodness, it's been so difficult, hasn't it? I mean, that connection that you have with your audience, it doesn't matter, as you say, if it's big or small, it's just that magic feeling on stage. So I know everyone is looking forward to you getting back out there and we can watch some more amazing performances. So if you were to release a duet with any artist right now, who would it be and why?
Why? I mean, my go-to is always Bruno Mars. He's just, I mean, need I say more? That guy, I mean, he's amazing. And I think, and I also mentioned this in another interview also just recently, how Bruno Mars kind of also was a peg for the EP. How his sound throughout the different albums that he has put out has also kind of changed, but at the same time, it's a Bruno Mars track because it's his voice. So I kind of wanted to embody that with Signature, how all five songs kind of don't sound the same, but it's Morissette because it's her voice. So, and I also just took note of how fans appreciated how I was able to do kind of justice to different kinds of genres. So I took note of that and tried to put it also in the EP, where I'm testing out different kinds of just singing styles as well, and just genres, and then there's Signature.
Do you know what? Actually, you saying that Bruno Mars is your kind of huge influence makes total sense. Now I think about the EP, I'm like, yes, of course. Of course. So I can really hear that shining through. And actually, it feels like you're about to already have answered this next question. But I was going to say, is there a song that you love that you wish you had written? Is it a Bruno Mars song?
I mean, there's so many songs. It's like one of those questions where you're asking a singer what their favorite song is,
Yeah.
but there's no favorite
I
song.
hate myself for asking, but I'm going to ask anyway.
I mean, there's so many amazing songs, and I think what really catches me in a song is lyrics. It starts with lyrics, and then if the melody is something very intricate and just really nice, and then that follows through. But I'm really someone who likes to dig deep with the lyrics, and I mean, even with me trying to write Signature, I didn't want just my lyrics to be very shallow. I wanted to come from a very, like, just something very, very real, so that people could really, really maybe relate to it as I have shared. So, I mean, I don't know. There's not one song. There's a lot of songs that I wish I could have written, but also because I just got into songwriting. So maybe I don't have that right to really choose right now. But
You do, but I totally understand you not choosing one. It is such a difficult question to answer. I don't even think I could answer it. So sorry for posing such a hard question. But I've also been wondering about, life throws a lot of curveballs, as we've seen in this past year or so. And it made me wonder if your idea of success has changed as you've moved through your career.
it has. I mean, it definitely has. When I was starting my career, first couple of years, my goal was just really to make myself known out there, and just, I was really just that at first. And then as I progressed into the industry, my next goal has turned into just singing and being recognized by people, to actually having a song that people would know me from. And that for me was, I think, Akin Ka Na Lang. I think that was what really started for me. But now in my 10 years, my goal right now is just to stay in the industry as long as I can, and just to be able to sing as long as I can. That's why even just working on the EP, although I could be able to just make more higher riff songs, I also took into consideration if I could still sing these songs when I'm 50 or 60. I don't know. I don't know where God is going to be putting me in my life by then, but I just really hope I'm still able to sing for people the same way I'm able to right now.
Well, no, actually, one of the things that I mentioned on my reaction to your EP was the fact that I felt that all of the songs were timeless. They were current, but
Oh,
it felt like they would be relevant in years to come. So actually, your brief that you've set yourself, I feel like you've completely nailed it. So you've done a great job there. Absolutely, absolutely. So stepping outside of music for a second, do you have any hobbies?
hobbies. I mean, right now, also because of the pandemic, I've gotten into plants. Plants, I mean,
Oh,
they're over here.
love that.
I'm actually one of those people who got struck by the bug or whatever they call it. But
Ah,
from one, no, not this one. I mean, I have a gazillion plants here in my condo, in my tiny condo, and it's turned into a jungle. But I just also like how I'm able to distress this way. And I start my mornings just looking at my plants and taking care of them and then just going on with work. But I like keeping myself busy also, just taking care of them when I'm free and not wanting to think about work.
I feel like plants is a great one because you're bringing the outside in. So if you can't go outside at the moment, then the outside is already there. So you're absolutely fine. Exactly, you've done it. So again, this might be a difficult question to answer, but can you talk me through a typical day in your life? I know it's ever changing. I appreciate that, but maybe like I don't know if you had a week off.
Yes. My days lately have been like I wake up, I try to read the Bible app, even just for a couple of verses, and then I pick up my Spotify and play worship music. I start with worship music, and then I'm going around checking on my plants, water who needs to be watered, feed who I need to feed, and I try to work out. I try to work out. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. Because as you said, it is ever changing. And but lately I've been sitting and doing meetings. I've been doing a lot of meetings just working on how to promote the EP even more. And I'm also planning for the concert that I'm going to be having very, very soon because I'm also producing that as well. So and this is all very new to me, but I'm just really, really grateful. I have a team who have been just guiding me throughout this whole process, and especially even my team with the EP. It's my first time songwriting, it's my first time producing, but with Underdog Music or Miguel Jimenez, who's the head of Underdog, he's just been helping me and my fiance also just navigate through things, and that's why every day just changes. And then I usually just end my night, it's very random. Sometimes I watch plant videos, sometimes I watch YouTube performances of whoever artist I want to listen to for that night. And then there's that. And then I fall asleep.
That's the best part of the day, right? The falling asleep.
Get rest, especially after a long day.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I wondered if there was anything that you would like to say to your fans that I can pass on through this interview before we finish.
I mean, I just want to thank everyone for their support towards Signature. And I mean, it's overwhelming. I did not expect it to be where it is right now, charting everywhere that I thought wouldn't do that well. But I really give it to all the Moeen addicts and all the fans who've just been promoting the tracks and promoting the EP and spreading it out through different platforms. And I also just want to, of course, thank you guys as reactors for also just taking the time also. I mean, there's so much talent in the world and there's so much content you guys could also do, but you also just chose my videos as well to react to and just give your honest thoughts about my performance and now with my songwriting also and my songs. So I'm just really, really grateful. And I even tell this to everyone, if it weren't for you guys, if it weren't for the different reactors that just continually want to react to my stuff as well, this probably wouldn't happen or I wouldn't be out there also. So I'm just super, super grateful to everyone, to you, to everyone really.
Honestly,
Thank
it's so easy to be your fan. So I can't thank you enough for, you know, your incredible vocals and for giving us this EP, which I know I'm going to be obsessed with, and I know everyone who's watching this is going to be obsessed with. So thank you for continually giving us such incredible music to listen to and react to. I can't say that enough. And thank you so much for taking the time out to do this today. I wondered, before we wrap this up, if you might want to play a little music related game.
Oh, game. I'm down. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so just before we start, I want to check, can you hear my piano?
Yes, I can.
Amazing. So the game we're going to play, I'll just explain it, is I'm going to play a very short melody lifted from a famous song. And I want you to try and guess the name of the song and the artist. So 1 point for each. And I'm going to do 3 of these. So it's out of 6 points. I'm confusing myself here. But I'm going to play the first one now and see if you can name that artist, name that tune. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm let's do it. Let's do it. I'm nervous. Okay.
I'm nervous. Okay, here we go.
Tale as old as time. Beauty and the Beast. I mean, there's 2 versions. Beauty and the Beast from Disney's Beauty and the Beast, originally by Celine Dion and Peebo Bryson, but then the new version by John Legend and Ariana Grande.
I'm going to give you bonus points for that. Let's double those 2 points. You got 4 points. That was amazing. I didn't even think I would have answered that. Okay, wow. Okay, so these next 2 should be a walk in the park. Let's see what happens. Okay, you ready? Number 2, here we go.
Wait, one more. Oh no, wait, this is a walk in the park. Wait.
I hoped it was, but apparently it's not.
Can I ask for clues?
Yes.
Okay.
In the video, she is a cheerleader.
Oh no.
She is 5'10", I think.
Oh my, that's too specific. Wait, wait, I probably wouldn't be able. Wait.
Okay, I'll give you one more clue. She's also written the song Style.
Sorry, what song?
Style?
Style. I'm gonna have to pass for this one. What song is this? I'm so sorry.
This is I Stay Out Too Late. Rain. Shake it up, Taylor Swift.
I'm so sorry. I mean, I know a lot of Taylor Swift songs. I could have guessed that one.
But the good news is that you got double points from the first round. So actually, you're absolutely fine.
No. I made up for that one.
Exactly. Okay, last one is this one.
What? One more. Sorry. I mean,
shall I sing the lyrics?
Okay, or hum it, maybe as if humming would help.
Okay, I'll sing the lyrics, but take out the word that actually gives away what the song is.
Okay, let's test me.
So it is, darling, you look tonight.
Oh man, Maury, what's wrong with you? This is Perfect by Ed Sheeran.
Yay! That's it. Okay, so technically you did get 6 points, even though we got
because
one,
of the
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But honestly, thank you so much for being a good sport and joining me with that game. Next time I will pick maybe some more obvious ones, I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much for today, Morissette. It has been such a pleasure for me, and I just can't wait to see what you do next. And yeah, thank you so much, and have a fantastic rest of your year promoting this EP signature.
Thank you. Wait, I also just want to say it did get to me, or like the word got to me, that you also wrote a song for me.
Yes, I wrote a song for you. Please, can you sing it next time you record an EP?
I mean, I don't really super remember it, but I do remember that when I listened to it, because I mean, my fans have been sending it over to me as well. And I think during those times, I was just really heavily working on the EP. But I do remember that when I listened to it, because I watched the whole thing, I watched the video, I remember loving the concept. How
Oh,
it was kind
thank
of
you.
like you said, opposites?
Yeah.
Opposites. Yeah, I mean I'm up for concepts. And I think I just want to also throw this, the reason why I appreciated the lyrics was because the process of me writing the songs, with all of the songs, is my fiance, who is my co-writer, he would ask me what topics I'd like to cover. And I usually like to think of different concepts or ideas, or even if it was just a line or a title. And that's how Love You Still started. I just threw out the title Love You Still. And then he'd ask me, what do you want the song to be about? And then it's how Love You Still is right now. And then it's the same with Will You Stay and Mirror. For I think for Trophy, we that was just in the moment, like we were feeling some stuff and we decided to write. And then there came Trophy, and then it just eventually flowed that we put Trophy in there. And even with Phoenix, um Dave, my fiance, he was the one who started Phoenix, really. He started with the verse and the chorus. He threw it over to me, and it was also the first time that I actually got to write a full verse or a full second verse. That was the first time, because it's usually just lines. But yeah, like it was such a smart concept. I just wanted
Honestly,
to
like, you know,
know.
your music inspires me. So for you to say that about my song is like, I'm gonna have to go and sort of like take a lie down, have a little drink after this because I need to come down from that. But honestly, I'm gonna keep writing, and I'm just gonna hope and pray that one day you sing one of my songs. And even if it's 10 seconds of it in 10 years, I don't care. I will wait and see. So thank you so much, Morissette. And as I say, your EP is amazing, and you just telling me a little bit about the songwriting there and how you've sort of involved yourself in developing that skill is so exciting, because I know that it means that in the future it's just going to get bigger and better, and if that's even possible. And I am so excited for you and just to see what's possible. And I know you're going to be this megastar across the world, everywhere. I can't wait to come to a concert.
I mean, I would love to. Wait, where are you? Which part of the world are you at?
So I'm in the UK. So
Okay,
either you've got to come here or I've got to go there.
I would love to come back there because I think I've been there in London. I had a show with the Filipino community there. But I mean this pandemic, I'm just waiting for this to be over.
I know. Well,
Um,
as soon as you can, you let me know. Well, I'll find out anyway, but I will be there. I will be knocking at the door like, let me in, let me in.
also just wanted to say one more thing, just because you kind of touched on it. Actually, when I was working on the EP, and Dave knows this, and we've been through just so much also in the past year, just working on the EP. I was actually very, very nervous to be putting out this EP because, of course, naturally, of course, it was my first time songwriting, and it was my first time being honest with how I really felt about certain things. So and I know you're a songwriter. I'm sorry, I know you're a songwriter, and to be able to get that compliment from you also is just, it means so much to me that people are also taking notice of another side of me trying to develop, of course, but just another side of me just singing or just doing vocal runs or just having that range. It takes so much guts to be like honest with your feelings and having to share it with everyone. So I'm so happy. I'm so
Honestly, you've done such a great job with that. I think you're absolutely right. It's these songs are portions of your life that you're just giving to people, and these are things that usually you wouldn't probably be saying to people. So
yes.
to release them in song form is to kind of release a part of yourself, and that does take guts, and I feel like you've done it phenomenally well. So just keep doing that. If I even have any advice to give you, which I shouldn't be giving you advice, you should give me advice, but if I was to, it would be for me to say to just keep doing that, because I'm really getting that honesty from you, and as I say, I can't wait to see what's next. So congratulations.
Thank you, Nina. I'm excited.
And it was so nice to meet you. And please come back again on my channel anytime you like. Tomorrow,
I
anytime.
will go there. I will go there to the UK. I've yet to bring Dave there, and because I've been telling him how it's like, at least for the places that I've been there in the UK, it's like it's amazing. It's like a movie. It's like, at least for me, that I'm coming from the Philippines. It's like a movie over there. So
Oh,
like I gotta bring him there. Hopefully, Lord, bring me to the UK.
yes, that is what we need. Okay, we're putting it out into the universe and it's going to happen. I know it to be true.
Thank you. Yeah, this is
Thank you
lovely.
so much. Thank you. So nice to talk to you and talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.